Hello students, today we are taking up public undertaking. We have already started this topic. Last time I have finished form of public undertakings and one issue, that is control versus autonomy, or you can say accountability versus autonomy. This topic I have already addressed. Now today I am taking up what are problems of public undertaking, what can be measures to make it more effective one. This topic becomes very important, particularly in the context of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Getting point? As I told, public undertaking in India is post-independent phenomena. After independence, the government of India adopted public undertaking or started public undertaking and considered a holy temple of modern India as termed by our first Prime Minister Pandit Nehru. Getting a point? India adopted public undertaking having number of broad objectives like national objective, like political objective, social objective, economic objective. In fact, India inherited large number of socio-economic problem and multiple and socio-economic problem and colonial hangover legacy. To manage rapid and balanced development after independence, the administrative structure was not in position to manage. That's why government was to adopt public undertaking to lead economic development. So public undertaking is new form of public organization. Some public undertaking are working in departmental form, some public undertaking as public corporation, some as government company, some as some other form like cooperative society, then commodity board, then control board, etc. And a holding company, etc. So public undertaking in India is post-independent phenomena having established after independence, having number of objectives. Getting a point? And these objectives are achieved to a large extent and country becomes self-reliant, country becomes now a dominant one only on account of this achievement or this performance achieved by public undertaking. Getting a point? So let me start the topic. Today I will discuss what are problems of public undertaking number one and what measures we can suggest to make it effective one. If you analyze the previous question asked in BPSC, you may find number of times there has been question of public undertaking on, particularly on problem of public undertaking and their measures. Before LPG, the question was general, and after LPG, they have started asking question that what are problems after LPG or after liberalization or globalization. Get a point? Once there was good question that public undertaking in India is neither public nor enterprising. Getting point? So neither it is serving public interest nor it is having more profit orientation. So this is one of the important limitation of public undertaking in India. Anyway, so just I told that India adopted public undertaking after independence to provide leadership to economic development. As when India got independence, that time there were no, you can say, effective expansion of private sector. There were very few public undertaking also. So, and second five-year plan was based on industry. Third five-year plan was based on industry. Get a point? So we adopted new industrial policy in 1948, in 1956 also. So we had we established number of public undertaking to provide leadership to economic development. Getting a point? So what were objective while having in mind while establish public undertaking? I told national objective means to make country self-reliant, to make country, you can say, develop, and it should be rather having more public foreign exchange, etc. Number two, political objective means to achieve the goal set in preamble of Indian Constitution like fraternity, equality, justice, etc. Then economic goal like eradicating poverty, unemployment, social and regional and economic disparity, etc. Then social, to increase, uplift the living standard of a country, or you can say to provide better housing, better lighting, etc. to individuals. So these were certain objectives set after independence as goals of public undertaking. If you elaborate it, then you find first objective was to accelerate economic development and rate of growth. Number two, I told already, to establish infrastructure for industrialization. Number three, I told, to prevent monopoly tendency and concentration of wealth in few hands. Next, to attain self-reliance in strategic field. Get a point? Next, to ensure rapid, balanced regional development. Next, to create employment, to provide employment situation. Next, to reduce pressure on balance of payment. Next, to provide support to agriculture and small and ancillary industry. Next, to generate surplus resources for investment purposes. Next, to promote redistribution of income and wealth. So these were objectives we set to achieve while establishing public undertaking. At the time of independence, when India started in this direction, at the central level, there were only 5 public undertakings. Get a point? And their total investment was just 29 crore rupees. But today, if you see, the total number of public undertaking is 339, which also excluding the insurance company. If you include them, it will become more than 350. Getting a point? And these public undertakings are working in 22 sectors like fertilizer, then telecom, etc. Getting a point? Out of 329, 39, 257 are already working and 82 are yet to commence. Getting a point? So this public undertaking, earlier there were only 29 crore rupees investment. Presently there is 16.4 lakhs crore rupee investment here. Getting a point? So you can see what is the actual situation of public undertaking after independence. Getting a point? The public undertaking have played very significant role in all round industrial development of country, like you can say in lignite, copper, aluminum, zinc. Getting a point? We have almost achieved or registered a substantial growth. Wheresoever lignite is concerned, lignite, copper, petroleum, zinc are concerned, we are having entire contribution from public sector. In zinc, 80% contribution. In coal, 95% contribution. Getting a point? In steel and aluminum, 50% contribution. And in fertilizer, 1/3 contribution is from public undertaking. Getting a point? Now we have, you can say, the public undertaking working as a role employer, model employer, you can say. They have given, you can say, standard housing, school, hospital, recreation center also, and good employment also. As per government data, presently in public undertaking, 13.2 million persons are employed. Getting a point? So this is also to be registered here. One thing more I would like to say, the public undertaking have been instrumental in promoting redistribution of income and wealth throughout country, particularly in the backward area like Jharkhand, like Chhattisgarh, like Odisha. They got very balanced treatment. Then you can say the public undertaking have helped economy in earning, you can say, substantial amount of foreign exchange, particularly here where foreign exchange contribution is concerned. Public undertaking are providing 1,43,377 crore foreign exchange to our total contribution. Getting a point? So this is very important thing to be noted here. Then public undertaking also contribute in our exchequer Treasury. Presently, 3.68 lakh crore rupee as a contribution of public undertaking to government treasury as tax and duty. So you can very significant data here. Then you can say that public undertaking have played, you can say, commendable role wheresoever mobilization of saving and mobilization of resources concerned, like UTI, LIC, SBI, Nationalized Bank, etc. played very significant role in generating resources for reinvestment. Getting a point? Recently, we have started corporate social responsibility, giving some sort of social responsibility on the soldier of public undertaking. You know, last year 150 public undertaking have contributed 3,873 crore rupee to society. So what I mean to say, public undertaking in India have substantial contribution. You know, whatsoever we have, that is the public contribution has significant contribution in it. So there is no denial at all. If India becomes self-reliant, if India is the biggest economy in the world, where purchasing power is concerned, a fourth country, so where public undertaking has significant contribution here. But you know, we have still number of problems like infrastructure problem, unemployment problem, poverty problem. So this shows the half picture of the half view of the picture. On one side, public undertaking have registered a significant growth and development, but on the other hand, several things are still lagging behind. We have still lack of infrastructure in certain area. We have still regional and economic disparity in certain part of country. We have unemployment and poverty problem. So it shows that public undertaking have definitely achieved significant performance, but where is optimum performance is concerned, it is still to be realized. As I tell you, out of 257 public undertaking, 148 public undertaking are making profit and 71 public undertaking are making loss. So this is around about one third of public undertaking are under loss. So this is also situation to be seen. Getting point? And you know, still we have number of unemployment, we have number of poverty, and number of regional and economic disparity. So we have number of problems still we are facing. So public undertaking performance have become some questionable question mark here. We have certain concern whether it has achieved the thing what it was expected to do, or there are some limitation. So we find that definitely there are certain limitations on the part of functioning of public undertaking. Why? Because if you see the overall functioning of public undertaking, particularly in post-LPG era, getting a point, we find that they have unsound and non-rational pricing policy. Their price is not up to, you can say, level of competitiveness required to survive in economy. They don't have technical upgradation. They pursue, you can say, outdated technology still. Then you have underutilization of production capacity. They have capital intensive nature while country requires labor intensive industry. Then you can say improper manpower planning. That is a point. In some area manpower are over flooded and some were scarce of. Then you can say high social overhead cost means housing. Then you can say hospital and township whatsoever we public undertaking spend of social cost is too much. Then you can say faulty selection of project due to political consideration. Projects are selected not on the basis of the you can say parameter required to select any particular project. So generally political consideration make some sort of discrepancy. Then you can say over high, you can say lack of autonomy. They don't give proper autonomy. There is too much political control, bureaucratic control. So this is also one of the reason. Then you can say in a high, you can say heavy damage or wastage. You can find a evil competition. Then you can say external forces like trade union, rivalry, etc. Then inventory management is very poor, so resources are getting wasted. This is also we find. So what I mean to say, in at post LPG era, public undertaking requires to be redefined. They require to become more professional. They require to become more, you can say, economical. They require to be more, you can say, performing. They require to be more, you can say, advanced and modern in their orientation. So these are something you require to see. So if you find number of problems, what we have divided a problem into three heads: some managerial problem, then functional problem, then external problem. What are managerial problem? Lack of autonomy. Then you can say inefficient management system, improper manpower planning, excessive cost. You can say, then you can say improper inventory management. These are managerial problem. What is functional problem? Pricing policy, you can say. Then you can say quality is not up to mark. Get a point? Commitment on the part of organization is not up to mark. Then you can say lack of, you can say too much uh, uh, use of outdated technology also cause some sort of difficulty. And what are external factors? Means political interference, faulty selection of projects, then you can say trade union, group rivalry. These are an external problem. So these all combine to make public undertaking functioning very complicated and difficult. That's why public undertaking, at least what you can say, one third of public undertaking become burden on government exchequer. Getting point? If you club the public undertaking working in a state, the total number will exceed 1,000, and the state-wise performance is very bad. Large number of public undertaking are incurring losses. Overhead expenses is very high. And the wastage, underutilization is rampant. Getting a point? So these are some situations that requires some correction. That's why after you can 1990 witness significant changes wheresoever public undertaking is concerned. That was influenced by LPG, liberalization, privatization, and globalization, and they have influenced entire economy. And public undertaking got influenced by these factors significantly. And government brought new industrial policy 1991. Here, government has given some, you can say, strong signal to take U-turn from prevailing economic philosophy, from socialistic approach. Getting a point? So the you can say approaches it has taken up. First, it has taken up that government should restrict its functioning to only high strategic area. You can say, then you can say urgent public social necessity, etc. Means it will reduce its functioning, it will marginalize its function, roll back, you can say, it will roll back its functioning. Number two, it has given that those undertaking which are of non-strategic nature should be given to private hands. Then third was that in case if the sick industry should be rehabilitated, and if they are not in position to be corrected, then it should be closed, and there should be adequate social security measures to take care of retrenched workers. Then it was also given that public undertaking should offer mutual fund or as capital sharing to employee also, so that they feel some sort of ownership to organization. Then you can say there should be memorandum of understanding to give more autonomy to public undertaking and return more performance. Getting point? Then the board of directors or the board of public sector should be made more professional. Then a budgetary support to public undertaking should be gradually reduced. These were directives taken by government in course of new industrial policy 1991. Getting point? So in 1991, government took use term from prevailing socialistic approach to economic development, and it moved towards LPG pathway, and it has given you can say de-reservation. What was de-reservation? It has reduced its monopoly to Sector 3 only. Earlier, government was having monopoly in 17 sectors. Now it has reduced to only 3: railway, atomic energy, and mineral to atomic energy. Now it has made provision for rehabilitation of sick industry to give it to BIFR, Board for Industrial and Financial Reconstruction. Number 3, there should be golden handshake for those who want to leave organization as voluntary organization. Why it was called golden handshake? Because at the time of retirement they were given a handsome amount. Get a point? This investment also means withdrawing government share from public undertaking. Now it is a department working under government of Ministry of Finance, Department of Disinvestment. Now it is called DPM, to pursue public undertaking disinvestment course. Then government has given special status and given certain privilege to public undertaking on the basis of their performance. Like it has given status of Maharatna to 8 undertakings. Then 16 undertakings were given the status of Navratna, and 25 undertakings were given status of Mini Ratna. They were given too much recognition, privilege, then rights and power also, so that they should function. They can function more professionally and more, you can say, competitively. So this was the approach. Getting a point? The government has undertaken memorandum of understanding concept. It was based on French performance contract system, in which government and public undertaking undertake a contract in which government is to give autonomy to public undertaking and public undertaking to give performance to government. So this is some sort of more memorandum of understanding. So with these things, we started revamping public undertaking, and in the 21st century, we continued these approaches and initiative. So disinvestment is continuing, privatization is continuing, then you can say de-reservation is continuing. So these things still continue, and now presently, if you see the situation, then in recent finance minister told to privatize non-strategic PSU. Getting point? It has also given signal for disinvestment, and it has given signal for private operators to work on coalfield area. Then it has also working on giving more and more increasing professionalism and in enhancing competitiveness among them. So now public undertaking in 21st century is facing, you can say, multiple problems, multiple challenges. So very, you can say, undefined situation it has. But one thing I would like to say, in recent public undertaking have proved their mettle by serving country in very significant manner. When demonetization was there, bank took a role and play a very significant role in performing demonetization work properly. in, you can say, government New India concept. Several schemes are being floated, and these schemes are getting implemented through bank playing very significant role. In present corona crisis, health sector playing very significant role. Then defense ordnance factory doing some, you can say, health, taking health measure and producing health uh, supplement also, like mask, sanitizer, etc. Then you can say Indian Airlines, but you can say bringing passenger for those who are, you can say, blocked outside India, and they are coming India through all India. Indian Airlines special initiative. Then Indian Railway are taking very commendable leadership role to carry, you can say, Parvasi Mazdoor. So these things are playing very significant role, and the public undertaking has always proved that whensoever situation required, it has proved its utility. So wheresoever the credibility of public undertaking is concerned, future of public undertaking is concerned, it is bound to be increased, and it has significant role to play in future also. One thing that is required to make it more effective one, to make it more professional one, to make it more professionalized one. Now it should introduce IT in effective way. It should undertake citizen charter to make more professional commitment to customer. Then it should incorporate professionalism. It's a board of directors and its management. It should take a separate initiative to develop public rapport with the better public rapport with individuals. Getting point, it should work on quality control. It should pursue corporate social responsibility. Means more and more public undertaking will come to public, more and more successful it will become. So what it requires, if you want to compete with private undertaking, if you want to become major stakeholder, you require to revamp yourself. You require to change your value system. You require to change your orientation. You think that you have to serve. If you have to survive, you have to serve. Without service orientation, you are not going to survive for a long period. So you develop service orientation, then only your survival is possible. This value system requires to keep in mind, and interestingly, government is working on that direction, and public undertaking is pursuing also. So we can say that in coming future, in coming times, public undertaking will find itself in change scenario, change dimension, and change role perception. So this thing you require to point out. So you take one question and write your own, and if you have any difficulty, you can contact me. You can write the question as in 56, 15th, 9th BPSC. Question was that discuss the problem of public undertaking after liberalization in India. So you have to point out what are problem and what can be measures you can suggest and brief. You write. Okay, all the best. I do hope this topic is interesting and there is a scope of significant improvement also. So go ahead. Okay, no problem.